Have you ever watched a movie that makes your heart race, not just from the action, but from the emotion beneath every blow? Welcome to CinemaSouls. Today, we're diving into 10 action films that do exactly that. Stories of courage, redemption, loss, and the human fire that refuses to die. Clear your schedule, because these aren't just movies. They're soul journeys in motion. Number 10. Fighter. In Fighter, a young martial artist is driven by grief after his brother dies in a brutal match. He throws himself into training, seeking vengeance and justice. As he battles rivals, he battles inner demons, anger, doubt, purpose. The story explores brotherhood, justice, and the cost of vengeance. And just when you think it's over, his final opponent is not just across the ring, but in his own heart. Fighter teaches us, victory means nothing without peace. Number 9. Fury, 12 Hours. A retired Special Forces soldier tries to live quietly in a foreign town, haunted by the loss of his family. But peace is fragile. When terrorists target a key figure, he's thrust into action with just 12 hours to turn the tide. Every second counts. Every decision fractures or saves. The story explores duty resurrected, guilt reclaimed, and the fierceness of one last stand. Fury, 12 Hours reminds us, time may be short, but resolve can be eternal. Number 8. Hunt the Wicked. The movie follows a narcotics officer investigating the sudden ascent of a designer drug called Spider Ice. His pursuit leads him into the lair of a shadowy mastermind known only as Long Wong. Here's where things get interesting. Every clue unravels lies, every arrest reveals another layer. The film explores justice, corruption, and moral ambiguity. In Hunt the Wicked, light becomes rare, and justice teeters on a razor's edge. It asks, when the law is broken by its own keepers, who holds them accountable? Number 7. Blind War. A former SWAT captain loses his sight after a mission gone wrong. In his new darkness, he fights a different war, one of memory, guilt, and survival. His daughter is kidnapped by traffickers, and he must navigate a dangerous underworld using his remaining senses. The story explores redemption, dependence, and the inner strength we can't see. In Blind War, disability becomes a source of power, and darkness becomes a means of clarity. It whispers, sometimes, losing sight is the cost of seeing deeper. Number 6. The Comeback. Sometimes the fiercest battles unfold in silence.
我最尊敬的师傅，竟然能出卖兄弟。
A couple moves to Atlanta for a fresh start, but old wounds reappear, unresolved conflicts, ex-lovers, family friction. The story explores reconciliation, growth, and the courage to stay when life tests your love. And just when you think it's over, the conflicts resurface, forcing them to ask, will they let the past define their future? The Comeback is a silent war of the heart, teaching us that moving forward sometimes means turning back and healing. Number 5. Call of Heroes. In 1914 China, a crime committed by a warlord's son erupts into a war on justice. The sheriff dares to arrest him, and the warlord's army threatens total annihilation. Faced with impossible odds, the sheriff and his allies become beacons of conscience. The narrative explores justice versus power, sacrifice, and what it means to protect the weak. In Call of Heroes, every sword clash question: who defends the moral line when it costs everything? Number 4. Live Through Death. Picture a former criminal seeking anonymity as a cook, only for his adopted daughter to be kidnapped by a ruthless syndicate. His calm life shatters. He teams with a dedicated local officer, and together they infiltrate a web of corruption and danger. The story explores redemption, sacrifice, and the raw lengths a parent would go to save a child. It's not just a rescue, it's a reckoning. Live Through Death reminds us, our past may stalk us, but love can demand we confront it. Number 3. 100 Yards.
上代人进城市交权，门前100米。
Set in 1920s Tianjin, 100 Yards is steeped in tradition and rivalry. The sudden death of a martial arts master sparks a bitter contest between his son and his top disciple, each claiming the mantle. Here's where things get interesting. As their feud intensifies, political tensions sweep across the city, turning personal ambition into societal upheaval. The story explores loyalty, legacy, and how power can corrupt pure intentions. In every duel, you see not just fists, but aspiration. Not just struggle, but identity. 2. Enter the Fat Dragon. This Hong Kong martial arts comedy reimagines the genre with heart. The story follows Fallon Zhu, once elite, now demoted and heavier than he ever imagined. Assigned to escort a suspect to Japan, he is humiliated by betrayal, language barriers, and powerful crime lords. He teams with a local translator, uncovers a conspiracy, and reclaims the courage he thought lost. And just when you think it's over, he fights not just for justice, but for his own dignity. The narrative explores redemption beyond physical strength. This movie reminds us that growth can come from laughter, failures, and the courage to keep stepping forward. Number 1. VR Fighter.
We have the most advanced VR system in the...
The movie follows Long Wei, a former bodyguard, reeling from the death of his wife, who moves abroad seeking medical help for his daughter. He ends up drawn into testing a cutting-edge virtual reality combat program. Here's where things get interesting. As he dives deeper into VR missions, he begins to unmask dark agendas, and realizes the biggest battle is not in a simulation, but within. The story explores grief, guilt, and the edge of human resilience. In VR Fighter, action and sorrow fuse, reminding us that when reality fractures, we must fight to hold the pieces together. Each of these movies fights with fire, but lingers with feeling. They push us to question, what do you fight for when all seems lost? Where do you find strength when your worst day becomes your battleground? And how do you heal when the scars run deeper than the wounds? They remind us that action isn't just about fists, it's about rewriting who we are when everything is broken. So here's where I turn it to you. Which movie reached into your soul? Which fight made you pause, breathe, feel? Drop your soul's reaction in the comments. I'd love to hear what this journey awakened in you. And if stories like these move you, hit subscribe. Because at CinemaSouls, we don't just watch action, we live it. Until next time, stay soulful, stay cinematic.